Platinum X here, back again, Mass Effect Andromeda. So I got a quick little finish up a mission. My last episode ended before I could finish this mission, which is kind of annoying considering that I literally had to land on Kadara, come to this cave for just a quick couple of lines of dialogue to arrest this piece of shit right here. I kind of skipped through the dialogue, so...
Did you investigate those leads?
Kind of just, you know...
I tried to give you a decent burial, Major. There was no time to convince you of our cause.
Selling your Ark to the Ket makes no logical or tactical sense.
To you, because you lack data. So we made a pact. Sacrifice our Ark to the Ket and... The secrets we learned could stop...
Alright, so basically just get through all this. I'm not listening to all this crap. So then it basically comes down to done, freedom for intel. Or let's arrest him. Well, if you read that last line there, we had to sacrifice civilians for this, Major. Will you let that be for nothing? Yeah. Yeah, arrest this piece of shit, okay? Sacrificing civilians. Okay, so let's go ahead and get off Qatar. That was it. So again, I had to land on Qatar, come to this cave, just for that. So again, I'm kind of really sick and tired of having to go back to these planets just for a little bit of experience to finish up some of these missions. I mean, so I'm ready to be done with this game. I'm really just... Now, it'd be great if my video would capture that as a thumbnail. That would be a good thumbnail right there, right? But, you know, no. It'll... Or even that. But I don't really spend time creating thumbnails. I just take whatever pre-generated thumbnails it gives me to choose from. Which probably get more views if I actually did work on my thumbnails. I mean, that is kind of a big factor on, you know, people clicking. But it's not just about the clicks, it's about people watching your video. That's why every video is very instructional. Basically, I'm creating platinum trophy guides and posting just complete walkthroughs of the game. I don't really see the point of having my face pictured in the corner. Like, you're watching the game, not me, right? I would like to
the Nexus leaders think our search
I would like to you know, find a girlfriend that would be into making reaction videos. So I think people watch
just to clarify,
women reaction more than men, but I could be wrong. I mean, there's a lot of male streamers that have
that's what I'm doing, with or without permission.
Massive viewers.
That's the spirit. And the
that's where the ghost storm technology comes in.
I just, you know,
isn't that right, Hager?
Maybe if I start live streaming, I will, you know, use the camera and have my little face pictured in the corner.
But it'll be enough.
But anyway,
fast. We'll drop you off.
This is basically the meeting regarding going to Meridian. And this story is shit. That's why I'm really just... I mean, this is already... I'm already in episode 880 something. And most of the episodes are an hour long. So we're talking almost 80 hours of just posted game footage. That includes skipping through all the dialogue. I mean, can you imagine, like, how many more episodes there would be if I... But, I mean, the story is shit. Like, honestly, the writing sucks. That's why I'm just ready to be done with this game. I mean, the series is called The Best and Worst. I've pointed out many times in many episodes why it's the best and what makes it the worst. But unfortunately, the worst just weighs down the best. Like, it outweighs the best. Like, it's just to make it through an entire playthrough without stopping. Like, I did take a break for about a week. But I did play some multiplayer. I got several trophies playing multiplayer. Some of the trophies are easier to get in multiplayer than they are through the campaign. like reviving your squad mates 25 times. Or doing an insanity playthrough versus, you know, extracting 5 times in a gold difficulty, you know, multiplayer, like gold medal extraction. But I mean, I did kind of spend a little bit of time playing something else. I believe it was Elite Dangerous, which I love. I've played for years. You're a spaceship commander, and it's all about your spaceship and what you decide to do with your spaceship. So it's a completely different type of space adventure.
Anomaly on sensors.
I mean, here we are right now flying around in a spaceship, but it's not like we have complete and total free roam and can do whatever we want to with the ship.
Probes launched. I found something.
As far as, you know, whether we're flying missions or just conducting in trade, or exploring. So Elite Dangerous is really fun. I've played it for years. It's one of those games that just, you know, you can always go back to, play for a little bit, and then like not play for months, even years, and then go back to it and, you know, hey, pick up right where you left off. So yeah, I think I spent a few days playing Elite Dangerous. On this profile, actually. Made some videos to post for that game. But I mean, when I say I played it for years, it was my main profile that, you know, my main account rather, is what I've got years dedicated to. I've only got, like, you know, maybe 40 hours under this profile. But again, like I was saying, it's really hard to get through this campaign or this game without just completely losing interest. It's almost like by the time you get to the end of it, you're just like forcing yourself just to finish the game, and just so ready to finish the game. So again, it's really sad, and it really is, you know. I mean, honestly, I consider it a betrayal to the fan base. And I said in the last, you know, maybe, I'm not sure if it was last episode or, you know, last few episodes, I made the comment where it's actually worse to make a game like this that is, in some degree, the best. In some aspects, this is the best Mass Effect. So improvements have been made to make a better game. But then just completely, like, throw trash at it. Like, literally just throw peanuts as far as, you know, the resources devoted, you know, to make a good game. You know, as far as the writing and acting is concerned, it's just... And I mean, I've even watched video a long time ago when the game was first released about, you know, why it sucks. Like, because they just did not devote the resources to it to make a good game. So it's actually worse than just making a bad game. For some aspects of it to be the best of the fourth game in the franchise. You know, where some aspects of it are the best of the 4, but then other aspects of it make it the worst. So it's worse than making a bad game. Because, you know, I mean, a bad game is a bad game. There's, you know, plenty of bad games, right? Or I really shouldn't say that. I mean, there's just maybe plenty of games that just aren't for most people. You know, they just have a very small fan base, let's say. So again, I don't really want to say there's plenty of bad games, but again, it would be better that it just be a bad game and not have any aspect of being a good game. You know what I mean?
That's Meridian.
Or Key to Sierra, as the Ket call it.
Looks like a giant space station.
All right, here we go. But the fact that it is the 4th game in a franchise that has a strong fan base, is still to this day people playing it like first time playthroughs. So the first three, even though Mass Effect 3 ended so horribly bad, again, I think that's kind of what brought us to this, is the fan rage was so high about the ending of Mass Effect 3 that not only revamped the ending as a DLC to revamp the ending, but then they created this. Like, I honestly think they were done with Mass Effect after 3. That's why they moved on to other projects like Anthem. That within a year wasn't even 10, was $10. So Anthem did not pan out. So they made a horrible, absolute horrible decision on devoting resources to Anthem instead of this.
You've fallen out of things before, right?
So
don't scream too loud on the way down.
it just, you know, it is what it is. Bad decisions.
All right, you know the drill.
But that's why this game has
Shield should take care of the rest.
such a bad rep. It was released. It was just a half-ass rush project to appease the outraged fan base, and it just made things worse.
The Tempest can take some shots.
Like, it was released with so many bugs, it was actually a laughing stock. Anytime you look up on YouTube anything about this game, it was just like a spoof video about how ridiculous the bugs were. It was like comedy. So the initial release with all those bugs when it was first released is really why it has such a bad rep, why so many people just haven't even still to this day played it. And then the people that have played it are just so off-taken by the horrible fucking story. Again, it just so outweighs what makes it the best.
Everyone okay?
All good. Let's move.
And why at this point I'm just
Great.
forcing myself to finish through it. And why I very much hope to get the Platinum Trophy in a single playthrough. So that's what this playthrough is all about, is getting a Platinum Trophy in a single playthrough. Which there's really... How the hell is there a... There we go. There's a console up here maybe. There's one trophy for romancing 3 characters among all of your playthroughs. Well, I don't want to play through this more than once. Like, this is my second time playing through it. I think the first time I was on Xbox. No, I think I was on PlayStation.
We can start by finding its central hub.
I can't remember. I'll have to go look at my other profile to look and see if I've got the platinum for this game on my other profile. I think I do. I think I did do it on PlayStation. So I didn't make it through that first playthrough all the way without stopping. You know, it's just, it's hard to, it's hard, you know, to make it through an entire playthrough without stopping to play something else.
Screw recon. Let's just activate Meridian.
And what's even worse about it too is the multiplayer is good. You know, it's got a good multi. Even the last the Dragon Age Inquisition had multiplayer. It had nothing to do with the actual campaign and story. It was complete. It was a complete side game, like a four-man co-op, or a 4-member co-op, and it was fun. As far as I know, it was successful. Same thing with Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3, first multiplayer experience for Mass Effect.
Wow. I feel really
As far as I knew, it was successful. It was a lot of fun. A lot of people played it. I know I spent hundreds of hours playing just multiplayer alone. And then in this, Mass Effect Andromeda, again, multiplayer. Again, nothing to do with campaign and story. Just a complete and total side game. People are still to this day, 7 years later, playing multiplayer. It's fun.
What, Ryder? You gotta go through us, asshole.
So then why has it been 7 years for us to just now be hearing about the next Mass Effect? That'll be, you know, at least 2 years away. It's definitely not going to be released next year. So we're talking like 2026, probably even 2027 before it's released. And what exactly are we going to get? Well, the trend is not promising. You know? Like here, Dragon Age Veilguard,
There's a broken ammo processor
which I haven't
Eat
seen
this.
any information about the multiplayer being a thing, being available. Even though Inquisition had a multiplayer that was very fun, and well, see where they screw up on the being successful part is, at least for Mass Effect, I can't remember what they did for Inquisition, the multiplayer. But as far as Mass Effect 3 and now Andromeda, the multiplayer, they sell boxes to unlock new weapons and new character classes, and then of course also to rank them up, which is just stupid. Okay, it's I mean, people are so sick of these microtransactions, this pay-to-win concept, and quite frankly, maybe at the time this game was released, maybe it wasn't so apparent as it is today that people spend more money and have a larger like fan base, or maybe not even fan base, just actual players, have a larger community of players that play games where the only thing you're spending real money on isn't like items like weapons and character classes and stuff, but rather skins, appearances, complete 100% cosmetic that has nothing to do with the actual gameplay. Again, just skins and cosmetics, appearances, or things like in GTA 5. I mean, it's not really, I don't even consider it a microtransaction, considering it's just one, you're spending real money for in-game money that you can use then to buy apartments and cars and, I think that's a whole lot more successful than this pay-to-win concept of buying boxes for the chance at rare weapons that are more powerful, to give you the edge. Again, it's a pay-to-win concept that just so many people are just completely turned off by, won't even play the game. So again, like going forward, I don't even think Veilguard is even going to have a multiplayer.
I wasn't expecting this many trees.
Which is kind of like annoying, considering Inquisition had a very fun and enjoyable multiplayer. Same thing with the next Mass Effect. Are they going to continue the multiplayer, and are they going to continue the stupid idea of buying boxes, or would they, like again, I've gone over in several episodes about my vision of the future of Mass Effect. I mean, think about the Citadel DLC.
I'm surprised the Ket haven't taken this place apart trying to discover its...
For Mass Effect 3, where Anderson gave you his apartment on the Citadel. How awesome was that apartment? So again, there's money that can be made if they actually did the research to see what actually makes more money. And it's not like you have to do it. It's not like the pay-to-win concept where you have to spend any. You don't have to spend any money at all. But those people that actually will gladly spend money on, again, appearances like the game Elder Scrolls Online. Damn it, it's always changing to this fucking sniper rifle when I rarely ever use it.
Got him.
Keep it up! We take them down, we take Meridian!
Oh, that's Beatrice. trying to charge that one. Level 70, alright. So yeah, the game Elder Scrolls Online. End game. End game
Hey,
content
that looks like a remnant console we could use.
is housing. You know, and people, I mean, you don't have to, again, you don't have to, but people do spend real money to buy crowns, which is like the store currency, to purchase furnishings for their house. So whether it's through crafting or finding it through like quest rewards or loot, or actually purchasing furnishings for the housing. Well, and the housing itself too, because there's, you know, different sizes of housing. So again, I mean, there's games today that people are, you know, gladly spending money on, you know, what they want to do. Again, GTA, you can buy a car. I mean, in Mass Effect, you know, if you use the same model of, you know, using in-game money for, like, you know, there could be different styles of armor, just all sorts of different things, not just apartments. But how about spaceships?
Watch your step. The rain makes everything a little slick.
I mean, without some story-written spaceship like the Normandy and the Tempest, you know, why not make a spaceships, you know, available for purchase for traveling outside the Citadel? I mean, I've kind of already gone over what, like, the content that I mean, there's just an unlimited, the Citadel is an unlimited resource of opportunity for missions without even leaving the Citadel. And then, of course, again, unlimited opportunity of options for content outside the Citadel. But how do you get outside the Citadel? Well, you gotta get on somebody's spaceship if you don't have one, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's gonna cost money if you're getting on somebody else's, or at least some of the profits going towards the profits of the mission going towards, you know, your transportation. I gotta use my ammo more often. I've got so much ammo. Am I supposed to destroy this thing? I don't know if I'm supposed to destroy this thing. That seems like it should have been toast. Yeah, okay, so... Oh, let's see here. I mean, again, it's just... The Mass Effect universe is just such an unlimited resource of opportunity. To just squander it so poorly. And I'm not even blaming BioWare. They're just people earning paychecks. It's EA. The parent company. EA acquired BioWare after the first Mass Effect. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, EA acquired BioWare because of Mass Effect. The first Mass Effect was, you know, before BioWare was acquired by EA. That's why it was such a drastic change between Mass Effect 1 and 2. Because EA basically, like, honestly dumbed it down. I mean, they literally just...
Incoming reinforcements!
I mean, Mass Effect 2 is I mean, some people think it's the best. But that's because of the story. And the gameplay was still, like, the actual gameplay didn't change. It was mostly just the skill lines, the character progression. mean, they literally just cut the legs off of biotics. Biotics are so much more powerful in Mass Effect 1 than 2. It kind of, with 3 actually, alright, that sucks they put that out there when you can't even get to it. I mean, 3 kind of started, you know, restoring the power of biotics, mostly through combos. But then there was some powers that were added that would still affect things that were either shielded or armored. I mean, there was very few skill, like Warp was like the only one that affected armor from the biotics line in Mass Effect 2. And then everything else didn't affect armor or shields. That's why Mass Effect 2 Insanity is the hardest of the 3 games, because every single enemy was either shielded or armored. And that's why this game like kind of gets back towards the
Those look like mushrooms.
the
Really
skill,
big ones.
you know, expanding the skill base like Mass Effect 1, like putting weapons, the different classes of weapons as skills, pistol, shotgun, sniper rifles, assault rifles, so that you can increase your efficiency when using that type of weapon. Something that was done away with in 2 and 3, but brought back in Andromeda. Some part of what makes Andromeda the best.
What the hell?
Biotics expanding the powers of all 3 categories, combat, tech, and biotics expanding the skills even beyond Mass Effect 1. And then some things that do affect things that are still shielded and armored
Running an analysis
across all 3 categories.
These bodies are prototypes from genetic using Meridian.
The only downside to the skills and gameplay is what makes this the best one, is the fact that they did away with the radial wheel to select what power you want to use and only allow you to have 3 powers active at a time.
Look at this tech.
And it would be okay to get rid of the wheel and only have 3 powers like assigned to a button. I mean, that's okay, but the fact that you cannot change what's assigned during combat is
Crack Meridian's controls
it diminishes it diminishes the, you know, part of what makes this the best still has this negative aspect to it of only being able to have 3 powers active at a time, and that you can't change it during combat. Like, why couldn't you change it during combat? I mean, you've got the points in the skill, you have the skill, why would you limit it and not allow it to be changed during combat? I mean, you still have to go to, I mean, it would be worse than having just the radio wheel. So getting rid of the radio wheel to select your power was really a bad move. But again, because of how they've expanded the skill base so much, I mean, you see I got 26 points available. And there's no level cap. I'm level 70. I've got a bunch of skills already maxed out and unlocked that I can swap in and out. I mean, I got Remnant 6, assault turrets, flamethrowers that I'm not even using. I just recently put the points into Incinerate and started using Incinerate. And then Biotics, all these skill points in Biotics. Charge is the only thing I'm using, why I haven't really maxed anything else out. But again, I got all these skills that I got points in. Maybe that's why they did away with the radial wheel, because there was just too many skills. But again, why limit me from being able to change them out to the buttons during combat? I mean, it just makes no sense. That's just stupid.
The Archon must know about the Angara. Why else would he hold this place?
So again, even the part that makes this the best Mass Effect, they still had to screw it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
Got it. Everything's back online.
it's mind-boggling.
Whoa. There was a workshop down there the whole time.
How you could be
We're
so.
restoring operations to the city. This is how it's supposed to be.
I don't even know how. I don't even know what to
Leave the other
say,
one to
man.
access the command hub.
Like, how could you be so negligent? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's like leaving your kid in the bathtub. Like leaving your 2-year-old kid in the bathtub unattended. Like, how could you be so negligent? Okay, maybe that was a bit of an extreme of an analogy, but I mean, how could you be so negligent? When, I mean, we're talking about a business here. The whole point of business is to make money, right? So how could you be so dumb? I mean, I don't know what else to say. How could you be so dumb? To take a great product and just completely shit on it. For what? For something like Anthem? Like, come on, man. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
This is looking ugly. We're in trouble here.
Other than incompetence. Incompetence, negligence, I mean...
Better than this?
But now here's another thing that's a good positive towards the... Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know what was... I did not know what was down here on the ground. So charging that dude was probably not the best idea. Anyway. Yeah, negligence and incompetence are really the only two words that I can use to describe like how you could allow something like this to happen. And again, I'm not blaming BioWare, it's really the executives at EA that make the decisions. Or maybe it was like top level executives at BioWare. But we're talking about the top. It comes from the top. It wasn't the people that were just doing the hard work. So again, I don't really want to slam the people that were actually doing the work, putting in the hours. You know, I mean, the people that did the. Well, this has probably had something to do with the engine and the need for changing the engine. Was, you know, changing this whole aspect of the gameplay where you've got jump jets now and can do all this, you know, increased mobility stuff. So maybe it was absolutely necessary to change the engine, you know, for that. And that's fine. But did you literally have to make the character's expression so emotionless and just so goofy and stupid looking? Like, you honestly couldn't do any better with this new engine?
The Archon's forces have been here for years. They're nowhere close.
I mean, that's again part of what made it such a laughing stock. Is how just goofy and emotionless and just like, which I don't want to like. I mean, they'll be looking one direction. They'll be looking a different direction when you're standing right in front of them and talking to them, or their hands and arms being just such an awkward, just like messed up. Like, is that like a birth defect? I mean, you know, like what's wrong with your arms there, dude?
Did anyone actually live here? Or is this just their giant terraforming lab?
If they didn't live here,
So again, I'm not trying to slam the people that actually put in the hours and worked hard to make this. I mean, it's honestly just as much a betrayal to them as it is to the fan base. But I think that's a big part of what is happening in the gaming industry as a whole. Is I think there's a high turnover of, you know, the people that are actually putting in the hours and doing the actual work. I mean, I could be mistaken on that, but yeah, I think there has been like a high turnover from some of the biggest, you know, game developers. On the people that are actually putting in the hours. You know, layoffs and such things. I mean, it's kind of hard to make a good game when you're laying half the people off. And why would you be laying the game? I mean, how could you be? How could there be so many layoffs when we're all spending our money on these games? How could that be? How can you sell a game, make millions of dollars, maybe even billions of dollars? I mean, shit, how much is GTA 5 raked in? But I mean, they haven't exactly abandoned that game. They're still like putting out content for that game. So that's kind of a bad example. But I saw a video recently about, you know, some possible lawsuits against game developers that are taking down, like completely just making unavailable games that were only online playable. I mean, the whole basis of the game is to play online with other people, and you actually spend money on this game to be able to play, and then because, well, not enough people are spending money playing the game, they just completely shut it down. Well, that's a big problem to the people that actually did spend money. Like, how can you do that? How can you take away a product that I paid for? I paid for the rights to play. Oh, well, we all click that agree button, right? Well, does any of us actually ever read that? I mean, just it's kind of absurd that you have to agree to this before you even play the game, when they know no one is like ever going to read because they're just so long. And I mean, it would take like hours to read the entire agreement that you're forced to, well, you're not really forced to read, but you're forced to accept before you even play the game. Now, to some degree, that's to protect them from legal action. I understand that. So, you know, it's completely understandable. But then at the same time, it shouldn't be protecting them from robbing you. I mean, that's a scam. That's the same thing as a scam. Selling a product and then making that product unavailable after a short period of time. Like, you should not be making an online game that's only playable online
Looks like something
without
left by a
also
bomb.
yourself
Pathfinder, it appears the
agreeing
energy waves from
to,
these craters contributed to the scourge throughout Helios.
like,
whatever happened
the
here caused the scourge to
responsibility
run
of
all across
keeping
the
it
cluster.
going.
Yes, Pathfinder.
Like, don't make it
Could the
if you're
remnant
not
builders
going
have
to
created
keep
the
it going.
scourge?
I mean, there's been many MMOs over the years that only lasted for a few years and got shut down. One of the best MMOs I ever played, not the best, just one of, very, very good and promising game was Warhammer Online. I got it, played it, it was great. I don't think it had, I mean, it most certainly didn't have the support. Like, it did. Oh, what the hell? Was I in the Scourge? I know I was getting shot by those turrets, but was I in the Scourge or some shit? Because I see... Damn it, that's annoying. Like it seemed like my health went down pretty quick. I knew my shields were draining, but it seemed like my health went kaput really fast. Anyway. Yeah, Warhammer Online was a great game. But I just don't think it had whether it was people that knew about it or the fact that there was just so many people like so into World of Warcraft. I mean, World of Warcraft is probably the biggest reason it didn't really do well, even though it was by far so much better. Like WoW is really, of all the MMOs I played, WoW is like at the bottom of the list, okay? WoW is not anywhere near the top of the list on best MMOs. What it is the most popular. What it is the most successful in the fact that more people have played it and it's probably raked in more money than all the other MMOs put together. But again, these people that play WoW, all these people, well, they probably never played any other MMOs because that's all they play is WoW. I mean, there's still people to this day playing WoW. Shit, I think they're releasing another like expansion recently, just recently or soon. So WoW, even after over a 10-year-old game, is still like has a very strong fan base of people still playing it.
A scan may help identify
So it's probably why Warhammer didn't do as well as it should, because of how many play WoW. But Warhammer was a great game. A lot of potential, just so much potential. Probably one of the best PvP systems that were created of any game up to that point. Like it had such a great PvP system. I never really got into the PvP of WoW because I really just didn't play WoW that long. I just tried it out. Something is probably underneath. There it is. But anyway, like the game Warhammer Online lasted about 5 years and was shut down. There was another one, actually the second MMO I ever played. The first one was EverQuest, which is one of the pioneers. And I have to, I mean, EverQuest was one of the pioneers that kicked off the whole MMO genre. It wasn't the first, it was just one of the first successful MMOs that again kicked off the whole MMO genre. And then one that I have to give credit to just because of how many people I've talked to that played it. I never played it, but Dark Ages of Camelot was another MMO that kind of kicked off the whole MMO genre. And you can probably still to this day play EverQuest. I don't think they've shut down those servers. I could be mistaken. But after EverQuest, after spending years of playing EverQuest in a game that just was such a leap forward, it was like man walking on the moon for the first time. Such a leap forward in gaming, especially, you know, multiplayer gaming, to be able to play with thousands of people from all over, like from, I mean, I've played with people from all over the world. Hawaii, European, like people in Europe, people in, I mean, even other countries, India, China. I mean, a lot of times you can't get any comment from people. They don't speak your language. You know what I mean? I mean, there's so many Chinese people playing. All right, let me figure this out real quick.
That triggered remnant defenses, Pathfinder.
Alright, I think that was the wrong one.
One more try at rerouting this power. So far, so good. Excellent.
But yeah, anyway, so after EverQuest, after spending years playing EverQuest, the next MMO I played was City of Heroes,
you're on the right track.
which was a superhero MMO. Awesome game, loved it. So much better than DC Universe. I was basically Jones in front of the superhero game, so I did play.
The primary console should work now, Pathfinder.
I did play DC Universe. But I never got into any of the MMOs. DLCs. There's so many DLCs for that game, but you don't even have to play any of the DLCs to platinum the game. You do have to play like 6 different characters up to level 30 to platinum the game. But, so I'm not going to be doing it on this profile. But I mean, I had a lot of fun with DC Universe because, again, I was jonesing for another superhero MMO because City of Heroes was awesome. I love City of Heroes. It was more comical.
I don't like this.
I mean, again, we're talking about comic book superheroes, so it kind of maintained the whole comic book.
I can see that, Sam. I don't think it's good.
But more of a, independent of Marvel or DC. It was such a great game. And then later on, after, a couple years of that game being out, they came out with City of Villains so that you could actually create a villain. And I'm not sure if it introduced the PvP to it or not. I can't remember. I'm not sure I continued playing it after they released City of Villains. But I played it for a while. It was a great game. But I mean, that's another one that got shut down. I don't know how many years that was.
Sam, do you know
I don't know how many years that was active before getting shut down. But that's just a point. I mean, I just named 2 MMOs that people spend their money on, and then there comes a day when you can just no longer play it, and that should not happen. Like they shouldn't be allowed to put it in the terms and conditions for playing the game. Something that nobody ever reads but has to click accept to play the game. They shouldn't be allowed, and there definitely needs to be some laws regarding, taking people's money for a product that will only be available for a brief amount of time. I mean, we're not talking about a concert here. I mean, of course, you probably spend as much money or some shit. Some performers charge more money for a ticket to go see their show than the game costs. But we're not talking about, I mean, that's completely different. I mean, if you can afford to go see the concert, then you can afford to, pay for the ticket, and you accept the fact that, well, it's just a one-night performance. You're not. I mean, you know already when you buy it that you're not purchasing something that's long-term. You're purchasing, and it's just like a movie ticket, not even a concert, but just a movie ticket. You're spending your money on a product that, well, until 2-hour movies became more popular, it's probably Marvel. The Marvel movies really is kind of what brought back, or I guess, people wanted at least a 2-hour movie. I mean, movies back in the 80s and 90s were like an hour and a half. They weren't 2 hours long. Most certainly not 3 hours long, but see, I think it was actually maybe not Marvel, but even before Marvel, Lord of the Rings series and the Hobbit movies. Well, they were all 3 hours. Extended versions 4 hours. So I mean, there was a, you know, that kind of brought. But even still, like you're spending your money on something you know is short term. But when you buy a game, you're not spending your money on a game to only play it for a few hours. No. You're spending your money on a game that you can play whenever you want. So again, they really, if you're a developer that creates an online only game,
We should be good to get into the
then
command hub.
don't make it if you're not gonna
Right, 2 towers going.
keep it going.
Should get us into
You know what I'm
range.
saying? Like, they should not be allowed to just take them down. I think the video I'm talking about recently, that I recently saw regarding a game that's been taken down, was The Crew, which I never played. But apparently they shut down The Crew, and a lot of people were pissed off, or at least the people that, you know, played the game were pissed off, and we're actually trying to you know, independent modders keeping the game alive and, you know, putting it back up. I'm not sure how that's working out or if it's going to work out, but again, that's where I kind of came across some videos talking about legal action against these developers that are putting out games and then shutting them down.
They're here already?
We did the work. They don't get to reap the benefits.
Damn it, it's always pulling out this fucking sniper rifle. Dude, you totally got in my way. It's crazy, they're just kind of ignoring me. They're going after the remnant.
Forgot about the remnant, didn't you, assholes?
Let them fight it out. We'll clean up after.
Oh, well, why clean up after? They're walking right by me and letting me shoot them in the back. Dude, this motherfucker behind me is pissing me off. Where is he? Is that him crouched down over here? No, that's his console. He's over there. And there's another one behind me. Oh no, there's two over here. Damn it, get away from this thing. Get out of there. And back. Oh, what the fuck. Alright. Whoop. Like basically, if City of Heroes had never been taken down, I never would have played DC Universe. I so would have went back to playing City of Heroes. It was so much better. Alright, now there's something that I have not
Any
done.
idea what we're going to find here, Pathfinder?
So I'm not sure if that's the
But that looks like a
exit, the way we
gravity
came in, or if it's another gravity well. No, I'm pretty sure that's the way we came in. Even though I never got that.
I am quickly building a workable database of the remnant language. We have not encountered instances
This
of it
might
in such abundance
be...
before.
Alright, well the video is... I mean, I'm gonna have to... Here, let me look at the map. No, wait, nope, there's another gravity well right there. To the command hub. Well, wait, no, that's... Like, look down here, I didn't finish going down here. So there's some things I need to get here. A remnant core will be the last remnant core that I need. And then if there's any puzzles here, I need to look to see if there's any puzzles here. So I need to fully explore. I gotta fully explore this before I leave. Because I don't want to miss out on trophies. That's that decryption key. Yeah, I can't miss trophies because again, I'm not playing through this again. Just one playthrough, platinum trophy. Here we go. Damn it! Get out of that freaking water. All right, but this episode is coming to an end. Maybe if I would shut up about other games and actually focus on this one, I could have got it done in a single episode, but you know, again, this game is just not holding my attention and interest because of the lousy writing and story. So I need to figure out how to get to these areas that I did not fully explore. Like right there. There's a console right there. Probably connects these two. There's another console right there. Well, I might have done screwed myself. I might have to completely redo this because I can't get anywhere else. Like, I can't even remember, what did I jump down from one of those areas up there? So I very seriously doubt I'm going to make that jump. Oh, I did make that jump. How about that? Alright, so anyway, I'm going to save here in this episode. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Stay tuned for part 2. And it's not letting me save it. Oh, you gotta love it. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stop this episode here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Follow me next time.